Welcome to part 2 of our 4-day mini bikepacking adventure. Over the next 2 days, you're going to see us journey through some awe-inspiring gorges and get deeper into the heart of the mountains in the Ariège region of the French Pyrenees. We'll be surrounded by truly breathtaking landscapes. Gorges, wild rivers, and of course it's the Pyrenees, so we are surrounded by what appears to us to be almost iridescent green and vibrant mountains, grass and trees.
Very green.
Very green.
Come along with us for the ride.
Sunny day. Cheers. Here's to the gorges today. You carry your home on your back. You do not need to make your home on my home. Can't get away from snails. We can't get away from them. Campground is full of mulberry trees. This is our site, and I don't know, I think I donked my head about 5 times on almost every branch. Anyway, clumsy klutz, packed up, ready to go.
Now the first point of order for the day was to actually pay for our campsite. We had arrived here late on a Sunday afternoon, which meant that reception was not open. If you're in a similar situation, just know the majority of French campgrounds will allow for you to set up on a vacant pitch site and sort the bill out the next day.
All packed up and ready to go. This was our campsite for last night. Pretty stunning. This is a example of a municipal camping site. These are dotted all over France pretty much. Most places have one. They're run by the local councils. They're just very basic campgrounds, but they're always nice and clean, cheap. This one cost us €12.44. So you can see the sanitaires. All in all, again, basic but nice hot showers. We've been to fancier campgrounds where the showers are lukewarm. These ones had heaps of pressure, really nice and warm.
Do you know what this campground has that the campground we paid double the price for at Carcassonne didn't have? Toilet paper.
Yes. And it is funny, quite often a municipal campground will have toilet paper. This one's got a little cafe here. It wasn't open, we're not in high season yet, so it's sort of quiet. Lovely big swimming pool. So all for the princely sum of €12 a night for 2 people. Anyway, we're about to hit the road, so we'll update later on.
A biento. Time to roll. Hunting for a boulangerie to get some breakfast. In the lovely little town of Quillan. This is the Orge River, runs right through it. Beautiful.
For us, one of the best things to enjoy on our bike adventures in France are the local treats from the boulangeries here, the local village bakery. And of course, it was only natural that this had to be our first port of call for the day.
had our coffees at camp, so the croissants on their own always do a rating.
Good crunch.
Flakiness. Now the taste. I think I'm coming out with about a 7. 7 out of 10. It's good, but different. It's got that bready taste. More bready than flake.
Texture.
Yeah.
We found that near this side of the Pyrenees.
Definitely. Anyway,
Over and out.
c'est bon.
Leaving the town of Quillan, little did we know it, but our route was about to take us through one of the most spectacular gorge roads we had come across.
Wow.
We had thought that missing out on the Gorge de Galamousse from the previous day meant that we would miss out on spectacular sights, but this was truly epic. Our ride would now take us through the dramatic Gorge de Pierre Lys.
Just started on this road. It's magnificent.
As we navigated this winding road, we couldn't help but notice how the gorge's towering walls had a way of making us feel about the size of tiny ants.
Look at this overhang. It's just, it's amazing. It's like nature's natural bridge.
There were a couple of tunnels, there was the sound of birds of prey squawking high up in the air, and all around us surrounded by geology that was created over millions of years ago. Absolutely epic.
That's fun. What? First week in months. Huh? I can see the light. I'm glad I got a rear light on. Out we come. What do you think so far?
Big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. Awesome. The D117, massive gorge road, very spectacular. From Quillan, about 10 kilometres. And the great thing is we've got the Vallée de Rebenty. It's another gorge road. So what do you think, honey?
Stunning. We stumbled across this by accident. We were going to go a totally different way, and it was just a bit of additional research in terms of routes so that Bella didn't have to climb the Col de Mamere. But we found this. And the great news is we can still climb the Col de Mamere.
We can,
But I
if
don't
we feel
think
like.
we will. This is stunning.
By that sign, we could also do the Col de Pradelle.
Maybe we will.
Maybe that's what we're about to do.
Yeah, who knows?
Now, you might think with the ride through the Gorge de Pierre Lys over with that was it for the epic scenery of the day, but you would be mistaken, because now that we had turned on to this smaller road, it would lead us to the Gorges du Rebenty.
Off the busy road and on to this beautiful little road. Magical. That's what we love about the Pyrenees, these sorts of places. You can see the stream just bubbling through down there. I guess, yes.
This small valley road was so charming and quiet, surrounded by beautiful green countryside, lush green forests, and forever hearing the beautiful sounds of the stream of the Rebenty River right beside us on the road.
We've just stopped in the town of Marsa. Lovely old information board about the area and the history. This is Pyrenees Qatar, so Qatar country. The Crusades took place. There's some very bleak history in this area. But Le Rebenty, which is this part here, and you can sort of tell from that picture, it's a big gorge. Give you a little look at the village. Little stream. Hi Stephen, enjoying the ride so far?
It's stunning through here.
It is.
Beautiful quiet little road next to the stream, very Pyrenean.
Very. Not much happening in this village, just the town hall. Spring, so the roses are in full bloom. It's quite cute. Lovely. I love how they have the roses next doors, but yeah. So we have another gorge to ride through soon. It'll be lovely. Possibly been a while since this reno's done much. Beautiful rose. Let's see if it smells nice. You tell me, does it smell nice? A little bit.
This here is the start of the Gorges du Rebenty, our second stunning gorge road to ride through of the day, and this one really was the cherry on top of the cake. I thought about cutting a lot of this video footage down, but I have to be honest with you, this was absolutely mega. And much like the previous gorge road that we had cycled through out of Quillan, this one just kept giving. Each twist and turn on the road just made it feel so much more spectacular. There were small tunnels, 2 larger tunnels. You could tell that if for some reason you were to go over the edge, you would plunge about 70 to 100 metres off the side of the road. And yet there was no one else here. It was absolutely breathtaking, spectacular, stunning, all those words and more. And I can say that we enjoyed this road so much, we decided to turn around, ride it back the other way, and give ourselves a second time of riding through this gorge.
Ew. What do you think of the gorge?
Fantastic.
I know.
Beautiful.
Oh,
I think the footage speaks for itself, but if you ever get the chance to come to this section of the Pyrenees, do not throw up the opportunity to experience it for yourself.
Ew. You've got vertigo, don't look down. Camera won't let you know, but it's probably, I don't know, a 100-metre drop or something.
Something was pretty clear to us as we left the gorge roads behind us, and that was that we were really now deeper into the mountains here in this part of the Pyrenees. And, of course, being in the mountains can mean only one thing: we had some climbing to do.
First proper climb of the trip. Not sure it's even a proper climb. I mean, it's a proper climb. Woo! It's always nice to feel like you are climbing though.
We later found out that this climb was the Côte d'Espézelle. It's only 3 kilometres long with an average gradient of 5.1%. There is a little kicker there of 11.8%, but the hairpins make it all the worthwhile.
Steve up in the distance, stopped to take in the view. There's the road. Had a few hairpins and a few more to go, I think. And climbing out of this valley we were in.
As you can see here, nothing much at the summit of the Côte d'Espézelle.
Time to fill up the bottles. Laveray, Fountain. We're in the village of Espézelle. Just finished the climb. fountain is from 1874. I always love how they paint the old laverettes and they've turned it into a community library.
Back in the day, everyone came and washed their clothes here.
Thank you, sir. It's always good filling up with fresh mountain water. We're heading in the direction on the D29, Foix, before we turn right.
Because we hadn't really researched much about this route, it came as a surprise to us that we would soon be on yet another climb. This one wasn't too testing, the gradients were never too steep, but we did keep wondering, where are we going? Where are we going to top out at? And then finally, we reached the summit sign.
Col de la Croix de Mort. And someone says, laissez-moi.
And now, the road heads downwards into Lavelanet ultimately. Beautiful pine trees.
Yeah, very green, a lot of wildflowers. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Foix.
Woo!
Or Tarascon awaits.
Whilst I didn't take footage of the area on this particular day, I can tell you that we have enjoyed some amazing bike rides here. One of them included the climb of the Col de Montségur, where at the summit you can see the old Qatar castle ruins of the Château de Montségur. These ruins actually have quite a grisly history behind them, where it was in 1244 during the siege of Montségur, almost 200 Qatar defenders met a very tragic end. From Lavelanet, we would take the D10 road to Foix, and this also used to be a very favourite road of ours on some of our previous bike rides. Halfway along this road, you will come towards this old Michelin signpost prompting you to turn down to Roquefort, and if you do so, you will see some quite impressive cascades there, aptly called Roquefort Les Cascades, where the waterfalls are 30 metres high, and I definitely implore you to take a side trip to see them for yourself.
Château de Foix, above the town of Foix. Nice to be back. Time to drop into Tarascon.
Yes, another hour hopefully.
Another hour and then this big day's done.
Before too long, we had finally made it to Foix. Dominating the skyline here is the majestic Château de Foix, a fortress which was originally built in the 10th century, and it stands as a proud symbol of the town's medieval heritage.
Now we're going up that way. I think for about 15 kilometres. Uphill. And then we'll be at Tarascon and that'll be the day finished. But yeah, it's cool to be back.
This is footage from another day, but it gives you an idea of what the road between Tarascon and Foix is like. Once again, you can see that we are heading deeper towards those beautiful mountains which are surrounding us in every direction. This was actually the very campsite that Stephen and I stayed at during our crossing of the Pyrenees. We've actually put a 3-part series up about that crossing, so if you haven't watched it yet, subscribe to our channel and check out that playlist.
Made it to the campground Le Pré Lombard. Stayed there before. In beautiful Tarascon. Tarascon-sur-Ariège is its full name because it's on the Ariège River. How you feel about today?
Great day, it's been nice to get here, have a shower. Fantastic day, some beautiful roads. A lot of busy roads today and then some familiar roads and familiar surroundings in here, so
Awesome.
it's all good.
Yay. Beautiful mountains here as well. Okay, time to get some food. When you have access to power at a site, You use it. There's camp at Tarascon. What do you think, honey? How have you liked it here?
It's a great little campsite. We've been here before. Really nice amongst the trees and everything.
Those birds started chirping at about 5 in the morning, about an hour and 22 minutes before sunrise. Time to roll out of Tarascon. Made a little friend, throw it a stick, and all it does is eats it. Give you a demonstration. Stand by. Hey, you want the stick? There you go. Ah, let's eat the stick. Yeah, tasty, tasty stick. Looking forward to today?
Yeah, it'll be nice. Another perfect day.
Sun's coming out.
Thank you. Well, it's hard, there's a few clouds around, but beautiful blue sky, beautiful warm. The sun's just filtering through into this valley now. We found ourselves a little friend.
What do you think about today? Yeah? Do those sticks taste good? Not as good as a croissant. Alright, time to roll out. Rolling on a little bike path out of Tarascon, from the campground into the centre. There's this stunning mountain at Tarascon, and you get a really good view of it at the bridge. This is where we're heading. See it there. Salut! The Col de Port sort of veers off to the left, but we'll head into town first. This here is called the Castella Tower, and although the name might suggest a link between the Martello Towers, which were originally built as coastal defences during the Napoleonic Wars, you'll find the Martello Towers all across the British and Irish coastline. This one here actually dates back to an earlier era. It was originally constructed as a watchtower and refuge during times of conflict, serving to protect local communities against invaders. This one dates back to the 18th century. Its enduring stone walls stand proudly above the village of Tarascon and is a testament to the strategic importance of this region and the history of its past. Oh, I've made it up to the lookout tower above Tarascon, and if you look down at the bridge and see a person with two bikes, that's Stephen. I'll zoom in so you can see him. Hello. He's not looking. Yeah, what a glorious view of Tarascon, and you can see there is the Ariège River, and I believe just down here is the Victor-Sauce River. That's the Victor-Sauce Valley. If you go over there, you can go up Port de Leurs, Col d'Agnier, descend down towards Saint Girons. Over that way is Col de Port. Direction that way is Foix. But yes, what a beautiful place. This is up to the tower. One thing's for sure, you never sneak up on someone wearing bike shoes. Just coming back down. Isn't it beautiful? Now, our original plans for this day was to head back home via the climb of the Col de Port.
It's a climb that we were both very familiar with, and we have each climbed it several times, even in winter, and of course during our crossing of the Pyrenees. But neither of us were really that keen to start the day with a big col, so instead we made the decision that we would head back home via Foix.
Au revoir, Foix! À bientôt!
It's a very gentle climb on the road leading out of Foix. You're surrounded by beautiful lush forest, and down below you can even hear the rush of the Ariège River. This road would take us to the small village of Vernajoul, where we would then take a left turn to head home via Saint Girons. Here we are at the Vernajoul Viaduct, just about 4 kilometres from Foix centre, and it is at the beginning of the Foix to Saint Girons Voie Verte. This greenway, which is part of a network across the entire Ariège department, created to promote eco-friendly travel and cycle tourism. We would be on this greenway for the next 40 kilometres all the way to our next stop of Saint Girons.
Roadside reporting with Bella. How you loving the Voie Verte?
Yeah, it's nice and shady. Very green. Just a slight rise, around 2%. From Foix since we've left. Got us to the road crossing. Nothing here. Seen a couple of people on it, hiking, a couple of bike riders. So yeah, very bucolic.
Well,
There you go.
we've been on this a few times. It's always a nice experience as we come up, I think, to one of the old stations.
Yeah.
Converted into a house.
Ariège.
Altitude 494 metres. Beautiful daisies in the grass, the old toilets. And onwards.
The greenway takes in 2 climbs, but they're at very gentle gradients because this is an old disused railway line, and of course trains can't go up very steep hills. What I will say though is each climb lasts almost about 10 kilometres at a gradient of between 1 and 2%, which certainly is not taxing like a big mountain climb, but after a few kilometres you certainly know that you're going uphill. The good news is though, what goes up does go down, and so you do have a long gentle downhill at the end of both of those climbs. The other thing you get to look forward to when you take in this amazing greenway is this huge rail tunnel. As you approach the tunnel, sensor lights will come on to light your way, but be careful because there are a few lights out in the middle of the tunnel, and it's actually quite disconcerting when you get to those dark spots. You've sort of just got to trust that you can keep going straight ahead, but it can also be a little bit disorienting. So I would definitely recommend, if you have access to bike lights, to turn them on and light up your path. Now, as Australians, something that really strikes us when we are cycling through the Pyrenees is just how vibrant and green the surrounding landscape is.
Very green.
You can really notice it here. It's almost like the trees are illuminated. They are so vibrant and lush and green, and it is a real pleasure to roll through the kilometres with scenery like this either side of you. It's also pretty easygoing in terms of navigation. The signage for the Greenway is pretty consistent, and the Greenway ends just on the outskirts of the town of Saint Girons. At the end of the Greenway, we arrived in the small town of Saint Girons to find nothing was really open in terms of getting some food. We actually ended up going out of town to a supermarket located near the beautiful historic village of Saint Lizier, where we got some fuel for lunch and then worked out our route to our eventual endpoint, which was the train at Saint Gaudens.
So the farmer is cutting the grass and the hay, and all above, I'm not sure if it's going to come out or not, massive birds of prey. Do you think they're vultures?
I think some of them are, definitely, like these ones above us. I don't know whether this will
Yeah, I'll try.
translate on video, but yeah, they're everywhere.
I'm not sure that you can even see what I'm pointing at, but if you can, they're huge birds. On the Voie Verte towards Saint Gaudens, where we hope to meet a train that will take us close to home. Today's the last day of our trip.
The route between Saint Girons and Saint Gaudens was actually fairly straightforward, and there are greenways which will take you the entire way. What I will say is this entire route was pretty flat.
The train platform shuffle. There is a lift, Ella, and of course it's not in operation. My bike's too heavy for me to take on my own. Steve's taking my panniers. I'll meet him down there.
Navigating the French train stations.
Thanks for taking my panniers. Where are they?
Down there.
Oh, I'll go get the panniers.
And so it was a trip which started on a train, ended on a train as well, and our epic 4-day mini bike adventure drew to a close. 4 days, 420 kilometres ridden, and some pretty diverse landscapes with a lot of rich history surrounding us as well. We made it back to our home in the Pyrenees Mountains, and I tell you what, it really has energised us both to do a lot more of these mini bike adventures. Now, if you like what you have seen today, you can do a few things to help us out. You can like this video, leave us a comment and tell me what you loved about it the most. And most of all, subscribe to our channel, because I have a lot of grand plans to take more of these adventures and share them with you as well.